Here's where we're at, folks. Both sides have now completed the 3 days that were allotted to them to present their case to the United States senators. Yesterday, it included a very forceful closing argument, folks, from our chief counsel, Jay Sekulow, acting in his private capacity as counsel to the president. And we are going to play a lot of that sound for you today because, folks, I think it's very important for you to hear the arguments that the president's legal team put before the United States Senate. Very focused on facts, very focused on evidence, filling in the record where the record had previously been made up of hearsay, but a very forceful close yesterday afternoon in the United States Senate.
What we are involved in here, as we conclude, is perhaps the most solemn of duties under our constitutional framework. The trial of the leader of the free world and the duly elected President of the United States. It is not a game of leaks and unsourced manuscripts. That's politics, unfortunately, and Hamilton put impeachment in the hands of this body, the Senate, precisely and specifically to be above that fray. This is the greatest deliberative body on earth. In our presentation so far, you've now heard from legal scholars from a variety of schools of thought, from a variety of political backgrounds. But they do have a common theme with a dire warning: danger, danger, danger. To lower the bar of impeachment based on these articles of impeachment would impact the functioning of our constitutional republic and the framework of that Constitution for generations.
Danger, 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 folks. That was Jay Sekulow on the floor of the United States Senate. I think it was an appropriate warning for the Senate. We have said on this broadcast many times that this is way bigger than an impeachment effort against President Donald Trump. It is that on its surface, but underneath, it is also a fundamental, an effort to fundamentally change the way impeachment is conducted in the United States and lower the threshold that our framers had in mind for removing a president that was duly elected by the American people.
This whole impeachment process is a clear and present danger to future presidents and to the separation of powers. And more than that, it's a danger to the values on which our constitutional republic was founded. Things like due process and fairness and equal justice under the law, just to name a few. And what strikes me about this is the Democrat managers, they are pretending to be oblivious to these things. You know, all the ones that are the managers are trained attorneys. You know they know this stuff. But in the name of political expediency, in order to take action against a president they despise, for political benefit, they're willing to ignore the warning signs, the danger signs, as Jay called them, that are out there. One of the things also concerning how fraudulent these charges are, we didn't talk about it yesterday, but there were 21 state attorneys general who wrote a letter to the Senate, and I want to read a sentence of what they said. It cannot be a legitimate basis to impeach a president for acting in a legal manner that also may be politically advantageous. That's what they've accused him of partly. Such a standard would be cause for the impeachment of virtually every president, past, present, and future. The Democrats are playing this crazy game of mind reading that somehow or another they want to know what the president was thinking and feeling when he was actually exercising Article II powers and taking action legitimately and legally as a president. This whole process, then, and I think you agree with me, it's been painful to watch. It really has. The half-truths, the insinuations, the false accusations, the misuse of power, the misuse of the Constitution. I think, like most Americans, we have impeachment fatigue, and the sooner this ends, the better.
But if partisan impeachment based on policy disagreements, which is what this is, and personal presumptions, or newspaper reports and allegations in a unsourced, maybe this is in somebody's book who's no longer at the White House, that becomes the new norm. Future presidents, Democrats, Republicans will be paralyzed the moment they are elected, before they can even take the oath of office. The bar for impeachment cannot be set this low. Majority Leader McConnell, Democratic Leader Schumer, House managers, members of the Senate. Danger, danger, danger. These articles must be rejected. The Constitution requires it. Justice demands it.